Hi, hello, my friends. I am very grateful for this day as we meet again and bless you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you 1,000 times. And we will be talking today about the secret of secrets, unveiling the secrets of magic. And we will talk basically about two types of magic, or at least they come from the same origin, but of course, King Solomon was a lot before than the mage Abramelin in Europe. Two different times in eras. One, King Solomon was the king of the Hebrews in Jerusalem, and the son of David, the house of David, which is the house of Jesus Christ, of course. And we also have mage Abramelin in Europe around late 1300s in Germany. It is important to understand that all this information, it is quite delicate and dangerous, so beware of what you're doing. We will be talking about how magic is done, and unveiling a secret, it is getting what you want. And getting what you want is initiating festival as a magician. The initiation can be in two ways. You can be initiated in an order, or you can initiate yourself. It is valid by different sources. Even the Golden Dawn, where Aleister Crowley, which was called the Great Beast, he called himself like that, but actually he was a great magician anyways. But we have other magicians also on the way. We have John Dee, Ansius Francis Bacon, we have Eliphas Levi, and other different persons that were like Papus, that were in the Victorian age, let's say the 1800s in Europe. The golden age and the illumination of magic, Kabbalah, and secret orders were starting to be very, very important in the development of esoteric knowledge. Bringing back esoteric knowledge from the past. So let's begin with unveiling the secrets of secrets. The magic of King Solomon. I am talking about, first of all, a king that created from the original information that he acquired somehow from the Egyptians, but it is also known that Moses was a great magician. And of course, there are three types of magic, of Kabbalah, and you can go from Kabbalah to magic in a very easy and very light procedure, but it will take you time. Anyways, to begin as an initiate and get what you want, I beware you. If we look into light and we always starting to call upon summon upon angels, which are envoys of light, beware, because the darkness is always looking into you. So when you summon an angel, you're also summoning a demon. The initiated should understand all the elements that are part of the creation to start with. And we have air, and we have water, and we have fire, and we have earth, and we have spirit or ether. These are the 5 elements that magic started with. But to unveil the secret, we will start just by saying a few words to the initiate one that needs to know that magic is the science of sciences. It is the first science. Yes, magic was given to the human by the visitors that landed in the Hermon mountain in Israel, in between Israel and Lebanon. Hermon is a mountain, a very high mountain where they landed, and they chose wives, have children with them. Gilgamesh, for example, in Sumer, was one of them. And then others had children. But the important thing here is that the visitors, they spoke. They started speaking with their wives that they've chosen, the human wives. And they started letting all the secrets of how to manipulate other dimensions, other worlds, spirits, and other entities that exist in the universe and exist in this world. I am talking about, yes, the arts and the sciences of real magic. Interaction between our world reality and the other world reality, such as we call it, or the afterlife. Afterlife doesn't mean only death, it means a life after this one, which is actually very close in meaning of dimension. It is on the 4th and 5th dimension. 4th dimension is really close to where we are right now in 3rd dimension. 3D is very close to 4D, and then we have 5D, 5 dimensions. There are other dimensions, but it will be very hard for us to connect to those dimensions. So the initiate, first of all, will have to handle all the elements, understand all the elements, how do they work. For example, air. Air is related or analog to mind. Water, it is analog to emotions. Fire, it is analog to energy. Earth, it is analog to matter. The magician is the medium, the connection between our world and the spiritual world. We as magicians, that's what we do. We connect ourselves into other dimensions. We speak to other beings and entities from other dimensions. If we like to unveil the secret of secrets, the first thing we need is to understand the first rule of all. The first rule of all is learning. We are here to learn. And if we unveil the secret of magic, we will unveil a completely different new history of Earth, of this world. And it is exactly the same knowledge we can find, for example, with Zacharias Zichtin, Maximilian Lafayette, that studied the Sumerian cuneiform tablets, and they came with the first time and the first name Anunnaki, those who came to earth from above, from the skies, the sky people. The story of creation by the Sumerian Egyptians, the Hebrews, the Babylonians, and we find in this compared to many texts from India, the Vedic text, very old tradition also in magic. The first god, the Elohim, it is in plural, because in Hebrew it is the first name in Genesis, in Bereshit. Elohim created the sky and the earth from chaos. So it is interesting to understand that first Elohim in Hebrew, talking about plural, is talking about many gods. The Hebrew tradition is not a singular God tradition, is a syncretist tradition. Nowadays, Judaism has taken a different role in history. But back in those days, that was different. Every single rabbi or every single person that started the way of learning the sacred texts, they knew about all these names about Elohim, but they called him the Great One, the great creator of the universe. And here's where we start the secret. They called him Hashem, which means the name. They didn't know the name. And suddenly Moses after being a pharaoh and being in the hieratic circles means that he was within all the priests of Egypt. Along with the pharaoh, they had their own religion, the real religion. Then they gave the masses another religion, which happens today in the same way. Now, into unveiling the secret of secrets, we have to understand first few things to go into that exact moment. Moses was adopted by the daughter of the Pharaoh. She gave the same opportunity to learn the hieratic circles, as I said, of the Pharaoh religion, because as a Pharaoh and the hierophants were the holders of the real religion as one with science. So religion and science were always one. Many came from abroad to learn such religion and science at the same time. Knowledge like Plato, Pythagoras, and many others, even from China, they came to Egypt because the hieratic circle, the circle of the priests of Egypt, was very closed, and the information, because it was dangerous, and not only dangerous because it was their own secret, but this secret because they knew the laws of the universe, how this and that works. And then we have one God, Thoth. Thoth became Hermes in Greece, and Hermes became Mercury in the Roman religion. It is the same God. The God between man and the gods. A demigod, actually. To learn esoteric, occult knowledge, but full of total tradition, truth, were the so-called by the Sumerians, the Anunnaki, those from heaven descended to earth. And we will say very fast, who were these Anunnaki? Anu controlled everything. Enlil controlled the heaven. Enki, good. Intelligence, water, semen, magic, and good for creation. The God of creation. Enki was the one that created humans. Nin Hursag, Sumer goddess of fertility, and is the same goddess as Hathor. Nana, the god of the moon. Utu, Shamash, god of sun. Shamash in Hebrew means, Shemesh means the sun, of course. Ina, Ishtar. Before that, Lilith, queen of heaven, goddess of sex, war, justice, and political power. Magic, the real meaning is wisdom. Magic is the science of wisdom. That's why the first rule is learning. And we are here to learn. Every single word is to learn. The issue of experience, knowledge, particular sacred sanctuaries into the years of magi, the magic. In India, Siddha is the meaning of master, but also it is meaning of magician with magi. The art of magic, which is called goetic, being that of incantation, sorcery, fascination, and of illusions and impostures connected therewith, has somewhat arbitrary to signify the last issue, the art of being diabolic or related to evil. The higher magic justified original meaning the term magic is science of wisdom. In the year 1889, in an exposition with no profit of interest of at all, it was edited in English, a text of ceremonial magic, nonetheless called Clavicula Salomonis, or also known to be the Key Solomon, the key of the King Solomon, temptation of evil. In mythic tradition, always were looking into mystical theology. It is a large and exceeding but scattered literature around the world, as we say. The great books are still around, but very difficult to find or very expensive to pay for. Nowadays, technology has given us the opportunity to learn. But I have acquired several books which were very expensive, but gave me such knowledge that we will talk about it along the way. Some of the most valuable texts in no modern language, they stand very seriously in need of codification, but this entire studies must be left to an expert. So the magician, because it is the science of sciences, the science of wisdom, must learn exactly to be an expert to understand these books. There is no living person in Europe who has not in his hands an important piece of mystical literature. Contemplating the truth is formulating in all simplicity by the epistle to Hebrews that God will recompensate those who seek Him in first place. So, magic is also the base of every religion because it is the base of esoteric knowledge, esoteric wisdom. Esoteric wisdom is the base of every single religion in this planet. Maybe other planets too. Of course, we have talked about it as the Jediism. Yes, they have their old ways and the new ways. But everything came from an esoteric perspective. Esoteric means hidden, occult. The second place of importance, Jesus of Nazareth, Yeshu Minzaret. That divine voice was to incarnate as Yeshu Minzaret, casting out from time to time from within us images of false or darkness. But let me explain you in the process of ritualistic magic, where you call upon God and his angels, specifically, each one has a dark one that is attached to it, close by, ready to interact in the opportunity when the door opens, the door of other dimensions. As we speak, we can open just by saying words, other dimensions. But the only thing, and this is where we will leave this first video, is the secret of secrets is to understand the language of the universe. The universe doesn't talk in English or Spanish or Chinese or even Hebrew. The universe has its own language, and a magician needs to understand and to learn the language of the universe. The universe is waiting for us to communicate with them, with the universe. Yes, the universe is waiting for us to communicate with the universe. The universe is a whole entity because it's the mind. And the first rule, the first law, the universal law is mind. Everything is within the mind of the Creator. This is the mind of the Creator. The universe is within the mind of the Creator. This matrix, as many called. This matrix is within the mind of the Creator. And as we understand the language of the universe, we can communicate with it. And as when we communicate with the universe, we can ask the universe whatever we want. Because the universe will give us whatever we ask for in the right way. The secret of secret is learning the language of the universe. And part of my work in these videos is showing you the way to understand the language of the universe. I am very grateful and thank you very much for watching also videos Ordo Templis Salomonis Orientalum. Thank you very much. Hi, hello, my friends.